think we're good. I think we're live. Good afternoon, good evening, good day, everybody. I am coming to you live here on our Facebook page. Typically, when we do our Theory Thursdays, we usually do them on in our Hero Academy group, and going forward, we're going to be taking those out of that group and doing them here on our Facebook page. So that way, there's more opportunities for you to see them, and more opportunities for you to share them, and more opportunities for us to collaborate with others and do some other fun things down the line. So for that, want to say welcome to all of you that are watching. Those of you that are on the live right now, thanks for joining in or tuning in. And for those of you that are watching the replay, appreciate you watching the replay. Today, I'm going to be talking about are you wasting time with your digital marketing efforts? Uh, some of the things that we do or that we learn, I should say, as we use these different platforms, and whether it be Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever that it is, we kind of go with the motions in terms of like what we know, and a lot of times we don't know everything that's available within those platforms. So I'm going to talk through a little bit about that. But ultimately, what we want to make sure is that, hey, for the time that you're going to be putting into your promotions, your publications, your postings, and things like that, you want to make sure that your time is worth the effort. Whether you're doing it yourself, sweat equity, or whether you're paying someone to do it, you really want to make sure that you're getting the best ROI that you can. You're getting the best bang for your buck. So, with that being said, let's jump into it. Now, first one up is not having any clear goals. If you're jumping into creating, content and publishing and trying to market your business and you don't have any goals, chances are you're gonna end up being really frustrated, and you're not gonna really know whether or not things are working. Before you start any campaign, whether you're doing it yourself or you're working with somebody, you want to make sure that you create a goal and say, for example, hey, if we're going to start a new Facebook page, or we're going to start a new group, or we're going to create a profile and start to use a new network, what do we want to achieve out of this? And those goals may be, temporary, or they may be short term, they may be long term, but they should be something to where it's like, hey, if we're going to start this, what do we want to achieve? And we want to give a time, we want to measure it. And so we want to achieve, say, 1,000 followers in a month, or we want to achieve the ability to promote an upcoming event within a certain period of time, within 3 months, or within a month, or within a year, right? Or we want to be able to engage with our audience and create an audience that that we know and we've tested that is actually there on that platform. The goals could vary, right? But those are some examples. Create and have some preset goals, and as you achieve those goals, it's not a problem for you to continue to add more goals to that, right? So it's like, hey, if you've achieved this one, now it's the next level. What do we want to do next? Or maybe we have 3 goals to start off with, and then maybe we were able to get the first 2 out of the way, and then now we're working on the third one. Maybe the third one is a longer term goal, or maybe the third one is a little harder for us to get. By having those set, you'll be able to see, it's like, hey, after a certain period of time, are things working? Where are they not working? How can we adjust? How can we learn? Who can we work with? Or if we're working with an agency, like how do we work with this agency to understand what's working, what's not working? What do we need to change? What do we need to pivot? What better things should we provide in terms of content, right? You're also going to get inconsistent results if you don't have goals, and that could be, say, for example, one week things are working great, and you're creating content. Maybe you're doing a live, and things are working great, and then the next week you go and do it, and not getting the same responses. Is it because different time, different platform, different time of day, or different content, different titles, different subject matters? Who knows, right? Without having those clear set goals, where you're not really going to understand, where things are working, how those results are actually impacting you, good or bad. You're going to get inconsistent results. Next is copying and pasting from AI. This one's near and dear. I would say, I think a lot of people that are out there using AI, ChatGPT being one of them, and I think Gemini is the other, and some others, Copilot and things like that. Right? They're great. They're great tools. No different than the tools that we use to create to create documents or to create graphics or to create videos, right? These are tools and they should be used as such. They shouldn't be the end all be all, and you definitely shouldn't be copying everything that you get out of that prompt or as a response and then using that word for word into your publishing or into whatever the content that you're publishing. Most people, like myself, I would say, and definitely us, we see it. And the more that people use it, the easier it is to spot. And so you really don't want to do that. Now, can you draft something? Absolutely. Do we do that? I definitely use, these applications to draft content, right? Because it's helpful. It kind of gives me, instead of me starting from a blank slate, I know what I want, but I may not know all the things, or I may not have thought about all the intricacies in terms of what I want to talk about in terms of subject matter or maybe some talking points. And it's great to see those, for that to be generated. And I usually take that and then I then use it in my way, use it in my words. I use it in the way that I was envisioning it, or the conception that I had, and then that way it's really more of me. So that way when I'm talking about it, when I'm writing about it, I have it's the same voice, or it's the same, it's of our brand. It sounds like me, or it sounds like something that I've said, or for some of you that follow us, right? It's things that we've said before, so nothing necessarily. I wouldn't say not necessarily new, but it's not off of the way that we typically talk, or I would typically talk, right? So you want to make sure that if you are using that, those applications, is you want to use it to be authentic. It's definitely easy to tell when you're inauthentic. You're also going to want to pay attention to and be careful of the images and graphics that you use. Some of you may have been, may have seen some of the graphics that are created where it adds an extra finger or arm or leg or something to different, images and things like that. And you can tell, right? But maybe when you're creating these, because you're creating them and you're getting maybe certain subsets of them, like if you're using Midjourney, you get like 4 at a time, and you're like, okay, let's use this one. This one looks great, but you may have missed that it's got an extra something that isn't normal, and that would definitely key off that this is not a really good, how do you say, authentic image, or something that you would typically have been doing right now. No shade at all to using these images and things like that, but you want to pay attention to them, because if you have not been doing that before and been putting out content, then it's going to seem like you're shortcutting and now you're being inauthentic. And I'm gonna probably use inauthentic as a running keyword here. So maybe on the replay we'll put like a counter at the bottom how many times I say it. But yeah, you definitely don't want to do that. And then you also, by using some of these things in that way, like literally taking them as you get those results and using them, you're gonna dilute your brand, and that's definitely not something you want to do, right? Where you have built up a brand and people have come to respect you, or people have come to see your brand as the subject matter expert on whatever the topic or whatever the industry that you're in. You don't want to dilute that, where people are seeing things that are inauthentic, are and using these applications, these AI applications, and it's like, I may not want to follow this person anymore, because I don't think that I'm going to be getting, if they're putting out this type of content, then chances are maybe what else they're talking about may not be relevant, not to say relevant, but may not be accurate, right? And so that's not worth anybody's time, let alone you wasting your time on using those in that way. So there are ways that you can use those applications as an upgraded package or upgraded tier, so that we get better quality. And if that's the case and you're using those, look for that option, especially if you're going to make that part of your process. Use that or upgrade to that, so that way you can get better quality stuff that will probably take you less time to create and be more accurate to what you were looking to generate. Okay. Next is creating content with an audience that you haven't defined yet. And this is something that we talk about a lot. Understanding your ICP, right? Your ideal customer profile, right? And that means, who is it that you're looking to talk to? What do they look like? Where do they shop? What age bracket are they in? What gender are they? What education level of education do they have? What challenge is it that they're looking to solve? What keywords are they using to find solutions that your company or your business or your brand is offering? as defined as you can with your audience that you can get to, you want to be, because that's how you're going to create effective content, right? That's going to be worth their while. That's going to be worth their time and effort and your time in creating, that they're going to want to consume. When you don't know your target audience, you're going to be creating content all across several different platforms, and you're going to think that it looks good, or that you've created something that is effective, or that is communicating something, but it's on the wrong platform because people don't consume that content in that way, right? Or the people that you're looking to, your demographic, your ICP that you're looking to target, they're not generally, or mostly, they're not on that platform. I'll use an example. If you're looking to create, informative content in a bite-sized, short-form way, TikTok is probably going to do really, really well for you. But then there's certain ways that you want to use TikTok, so that way you can further, better target your ideal audience, right? And so that might work out great there. Maybe it doesn't work out as great on Facebook. But if you're thinking, hey, if I create this one piece of content and put it exactly, copy it right to this platform and then to like 4 other platforms, and think it's gonna be as effective, or think that is worth the time and effort, it's not. Much better for you to say, for example, if I'm going to create long form content, or I have a piece of content that maybe is, let's say it's 30 minutes long, I might want to put that on YouTube, because that's going to probably work a little better over there. And then I'm going to probably segment that to maybe 4 pieces, and maybe use one piece on LinkedIn, another smaller piece on TikTok, and then another piece on my website, and then maybe another piece on Facebook, and maybe within a group, or within a page, or within Reels, whether it's Facebook or Instagram. Like, there's a myriad of places that you can repurpose your content, but you'll be repurposing it with the tools, or with the features within those applications. I'm kind of skipping ahead here on this one, but I'm going to definitely get into it, where if we're doing something for Reels, the way that we would format our content being more portrait, and not 4:3, or 16:9, I should say, if we're doing content for YouTube, right? But then if I'm doing something on YouTube, even doing something for YouTube Shorts, I might want to have that in portrait, in portrait mode, and that's going to work out fine over there. But I'm going to make sure that I'm using a certain character set with my subtext, or with my title, or with my subtitles, if you will, on YouTube Shorts, then differently than what I might use on LinkedIn, right? Because I don't want it to seem, I want to carry a certain aesthetic, if you will, to stay with that platform and with my brand. So think about those. If you have questions about those, let me know. I've got 3 more for you. Engaging with your audience whenever you feel like it, and I use feel like it with quotes. This one's kind of tough too. I definitely fall in this bucket sometimes, and so don't feel bad if you're out there watching this and you feel this, or you come across the same. What I mean by saying engaging with your audience only when you feel like it, or largely when you just feel like it, there's no goal with that, right? Or there's no process with that. Meaning, I'm going to engage with my audience tomorrow, or at this moment, because I feel like it right now, but then tomorrow I'm not going to do it. I might not do it again for another month. And there's no reason between why I did it today, not necessarily a valid reason why I did it today versus why I'm not doing it tomorrow, or why I'm not doing it the same day next week, or the same time the next month. Having that inconsistency is definitely not worthwhile, and your audience won't know what to expect. We're creatures of habit, and so we think about like our series of TV shows that we like, or when we know, because we've seen a preview for a movie and we know this movie's going to be released on this date, we look forward to that. We save time for that. We make time for that. And if you're creating content only when you feel like it, then you really do leave your audience to not really care, or not really pay attention, and definitely miss it too, because you're not regularly part of their algorithm, or not part of their process in terms of checking their emails and seeing something from you the first of the first day of the week, or the middle of the week, or whatever that it is, or seeing a post that gives a heads up to this upcoming publication, whether it's a live like what we're doing right now, right? You want to make sure that you give them that opportunity, and then you get consistent with it. Consistency is hard, I won't lie to you. Is there a silver bullet to it? Not necessarily, but there is something that I've learned that is helpful, and that is multiplying yourself. And if you can't multiply yourself, because I haven't figured out how to do that yet, get others to create content with you. maybe in the same ways or maybe with their own style, if you will, but still within the brand of your business, and get them to publish, on those other days. So maybe I'm doing it on this day this week, somebody else is doing it on the same day next week, somebody else is doing it on the same day in 2 weeks from now, and then so on and so forth. And then we're back to me, and then now we've got a series that comes out every single week at the same time and the same day, right? Our audience can expect that. They can come to plan for that, right? And then the times that we're not there, they definitely miss it, or maybe we'll create a recording and supplement for that. Okay. Next is promoting or publishing content without an offer. This one's tough too. A lot of times, because we've got to, feed the machine, or we've got to, be, we have to produce, we have to put something out there. We sometimes may put out content or may not think about putting out content with an offer. Meaning, if I'm going to talk about something, maybe it's an upcoming event, then maybe I want to say, hey, for those of you that are watching live, if you go on our website right now and sign up, you're gonna be able to take advantage of a half off deal or a 10% deal, or you're gonna get a buy one get one free, right? Or you're gonna use this coupon. It's only available right now, right? So that's an offer that makes it worthwhile while I'm also going live or while I'm also promoting or publishing this content, right? But now if I'm just publishing content, whether it be a blog post, whether it be a post on any other social platform, and there's not necessarily an offer, kind of leave people with empty hands, like I don't know what to do. Like I saw this or I consumed this and now I don't know what to do next. Give them something to do next. It may be promoting prompting for an answer, so ending off with a call to action or a question to see what they say. Maybe you do that, but give them an offer. Essentially give them something to do as often as you can. Can you do this every time that you post something? Not really, but you can usually come up with ways of being unique in terms of how you provide or offer, make your offer to your audience. And again, depending on the platform and what you're doing in terms of the medium, you'll find a way to do that effectively, especially over time. Some tips on this may be, hey, what happens next? Calls to actions, we talked about that. Using a lead funnel, right? It could be something where it's like, hey, you channel people there using your link in bio or landing page, and then things happen after that. Giving an opportunity for quick purchases, for access to things, to download opportunities. All of these are just examples of how you can give an offer if you were having some troubles with thinking like, what would my offer be if I was to publish something, right now or tomorrow about something. All right. Now, last thing here is not understanding your analytics. Now, this may be on your website. This may be analytics on social platforms. Doesn't matter. You need to understand your data. And a lot of platforms will give you this data, or at least provide you this data with no cost. Not all of it is easy to see or maybe easy to understand. There may be, industry words. If you're more like us that are in these things often, we see a lot of these headings or these terms and we just get it. And for some, it may seem daunting. It's like, I don't know, what some of these keywords mean. So I don't know how relevant this is to me. And so looking at this may not make sense. Now, I will tell you that they're making it easier and easier depending on what platform you're on. But there's definitely content that we provide that's out there. So, visit our website. We'll put a link in one of the comments, and you can see some of our articles and blogs where we talk about some of these things, especially from the website standpoint. If you're like us and you use WordPress, WordPress has its own built-in, metrics that'll tell you what's going on. And then outside of that, you've got Google Analytics that'll tell you what's going on and pretty good depth. One of the things that LinkedIn, which we talk about in our seminars or our monthly webinars, is the stats that are available there and how important it is to understand it, but then also using that and understanding how what is working, that is the content that you want to continue to create. And if you're not utilizing that content, or if you're not utilizing your analytics, you won't really know what's working, and then you're going to be, again, wasting time in your efforts with your digital marketing. So all of that is what I've got for you today. I would love to hear from you on what you may have noticed yourself, if you've seen yourself in any of these topics that I've talked about here today, or if you have some that you want to add. put them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and we'll catch up on the next time for our Theory Thursday. Thanks everybody for watching.